My name is Ken Lahanes. I own and manage the RainMaker Talent Agency based here in Austin, Texas. We work all over the country. Our clients build and plan events, and they hire us to find live music, live stage performers for those events. We're a specialist, I would say, in the jazz and world music area. We do a lot in those areas. They're very broad areas of music, and it's a fun business because no project's the same. Every project has a different audience, different objective, different artists generally, so it's never a boring business. The people that hire us are event planners, professionally usually. Sometimes they're what I call amateur event planners, which means they're putting on their very first event. They aren't trained to do it. So we work with both professional and amateur event planners. The facility resort is a great referral for us as well. They often need a vendor to support their new ballroom, or their clients that come in and rent a space and have a conference and need entertainment or a keynote speaker for an event. So it's really the speaker, the facility, and the planning building part of it. I would throw promoter in there. A producer or promoter of a festival is a great referral for us. Really, anyone that's building an event is in the position to need to hire a musician or a live performer, and that's where we get hired, to help them get that into their event. I'm honored today to be here as part of the Small Business Festival, the very first one in Austin, which is surprising to me. I just participated in a gig economy panel with a group of 4 other folks that were great. We all came at the gig economy concept from a different angle. It's been great to be here also outside of the panel I participated on, just to meet people, a lot of great passion and inspiration behind the folks. Everyone you meet seems to have a great story and is launching something, and that's a really nice, inspiring kind of jolt on a Thursday to get to come here. So I really like that part of the festival as well. Well, one of the messages about the gig economy, I think, that we were trying to get across is, in a hiring sense, it's much more pure, I would say. It's not just your resume and your accomplishments, it's your passion, your character, the heritage behind why you started what you're doing comes into play, and people are tapping into that. So it's really matchmaking in a purest sense, hiring is, for my world in this gig economy world we're in. And with that said, I would say you should never really retire. You have the ability to follow your passion and stay vital. Maybe do something that you weren't able to do when you were in the corporate world or growing up or starting a family. It's out there, and you can go reach for it. And people respond to it. People are recognizing the fact that you've built a business with this passion, with this approach that you're taking that's unique. People are going to tap into that. Where in the past, I think they would look at your resume, make sure you smiled across the table, maybe look at some of your accomplishments, check a couple of your references, and hire you. Now they're diving a little deeper into the character, passion of a person. Sports and music are the 2 cornerstones of my life. So obviously seeing a live performance in any of those areas, or any live performance, is a priority for me. But personally, I like being outside. That was being a native Bostonian, moving to Austin, Texas. It's very hot here, but I still am outside. I like being outside. So even though it's hard to do that when it's 110 degrees. So being outside, traveling, reading on occasion if I can find the time. But seeing live performance, and that's a broad definition. That can be someone keynote speaking somewhere, can be a small school band, a solo singer singing at a storefront. It's kind of an interesting life that my work and my social life kind of blend together. I almost can't tell when I'm working and when I'm not. I can tell when I'm working, but I can't tell where my social life is. When I'm going to an Elephant Room or a place like that to see a jazz band, I'm usually, I hate to say it, examining them. I'm enjoying myself, but I'm trying to assess them and their stage presence and so forth. So, I've been blessed that I've had a chance to travel a lot of the world. And when I mentioned world music being one of our fortes, there's a reason for that. First of all, if you think of the term world music, it's every country that's not the US lumped into a bucket. That's a really poor way to look at it. My agency really treats that very differently. It's, to us, Czech music, German music, Austrian music. It's not world music. We really take the time to kind of dive down into the country and the culture jazz music is pretty much everywhere in every country. They have their own version of it, for example. But traveling like I do, I have a chance to travel to over 50 countries in my life. And every year I try and go somewhere and really dive in to the culture and learn about the instrumentation, their style of performance, their style of play, what passions they have. It's interesting also to see the American culture kind of creep in, going to Portugal and seeing a Portuguese ensemble, singing, Dance Like Jagger. It's kind of interesting. It's like, wow. Or going to Ireland and seeing a group singing Willie Nelson songs. It's like, wow, this world is really small in the end. So that's a big passion of mine.